What's up guys, thank you for watching another video. Today we're going to be going over the first 5 modifications you should do to your Mitsubishi Eclipse. You could apply this to any first, second, third, or fourth generation, but I'm going to be talking specifically on the second generation because I've had, I want to say like 5 Eclipses and Talons over the span of like the last 6 or 7 years. So I do want to voice my opinion, and I'm always getting questions in Instagram saying like, hey, what should I do to my Eclipse? This and that. And well, I might as well make a video for you guys, just so you guys, to have as reference. And I also want you guys to leave a comment down below with your 5 first mods that you would do to your Mitsubishi Eclipse if you barely got it. So anyone that's really getting into Eclipses and is looking at this can basically read what people are saying and kind of go based off of that. So the plan right now is basically to head out to a photo shoot location. Once we get there, I'm gonna go over my top 5 things that I would do. And yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll get some nice little pictures and we'll go on from there. Alright guys, let's go over the 5 first mods that I would do to a Mitsubishi Eclipse. So right here I have a 1999 Mitsubishi Eclipse GS OZ Rally Special Edition that was currently converted into an all-wheel drive Evo 8 Mitsubishi Eclipse. People call it the Evo Swapped Eclipse, but I just like to reference it as a GSX because it is all-wheel drive. Again, if you don't know the different trims such as the RS, GS, GST, and GSX, I will post a video right here in the corner for you to check out so you can know all the differences on the car trims. And I do want to mention that this car was built in the span of 8 years. It was not built overnight, and I want you to understand that if you're just starting out with Mitsubishi Eclipses, it's okay to start from the start. It's completely normal. Things like this take time, and just because you don't have nice parts on it does not mean that any other Eclipse is much better than yours. Now, some of you won't consider this a mod itself, but it is by far the most important, and that is maintenance. I know people dread to hear that word, and it's completely understandable that people do not like maintenance because 1, it's boring, it's expensive, and it feels almost pointless. But in reality, it's what's giving your car the foundation to basically run great for years. If you have the 420 or the 4G63, it's pretty much the same thing. You're basically gonna look over your radiator hoses, you're gonna look over your motor mounts, make sure they're not shot. You're gonna go ahead and change all your fluids. I'm talking oil, transmission. If you have the all-wheel drive, you're gonna go ahead and do your differentials in the back, your transfer case up front. And if it doesn't make sense, guys, if you're fresh to this, join the Facebook groups on Facebook. They're literally just a bunch of DSM groups. Get on Instagram, join the community, and join DSM tuners. Join all the forums and Google before you ask any generic question. If you get a car like this, just be ready to basically rebuild it from the ground up. Every bolt, every little thing on this car has been touched in the last 8 years, and this is the main reason why this car has actually lasted me this long. I do try to take care of my things, and I do try to basically replace and upgrade any part that basically fails me over time. I know it's very tempting to make these cars, 1, go fast and look good because they're really, really gorgeous cars, but please, for the first couple months or years of ownership, please just focus on fixing all its mistakes. It's over 20 years old already, so it does require a lot of attention. And of course, after maintenance is done, you could actually head on to your first actual modification, which in my opinion should always be an exhaust system. Now, if you have a 428 model, you should always do either 1, a muffler delete, or a catback exhaust system. What is a catback exhaust system? It's basically an exhaust that goes from your catalytic converter up front of the car in the middle all the way to the back. This car specifically actually just has a muffler here for looks. It's actually not even attached. My exhaust setup is a little different. I do plan on running a straight pipe because it's turbo. But as far as right now, it's literally just the O2 housing and a small downpipe that goes down towards the middle car, which is the reason why this car is obnoxiously loud. This thing is really loud in person, especially. If you have a 428 non-turbo model, do not do this, because when you don't have forced induction like a turbo or supercharger, they tend to sound really raspy and really annoying, and I highly go against it. I don't recommend it. If you have a 428 on turbo model, just do either a muffler or a catback exhaust system. That's it. No headers, no nothing else. That's all you need. Now, if you have a turbo model, I do recommend you to upgrade your exhaust manifold, your O2 housing, gain a downpipe, and you could actually run a 3-inch straight pipe all the way to the back. This is because with the turbo system, the exhaust system actually sounds really nice, and it won't affect, you know, your raspiness at all. And for my mod number 3, it's going to have to be coilover suspension. These cars look absolutely gorgeous when they're lowered. As you can see, this is currently running Megan Racing Street Series coilovers. They lower the car around 3 inches or so, or 2.5 when they're maxed out, which gives the car a really nice stance, especially if you have some nice aggressive wheels on it. Coilovers, you have more adjustability with height, especially when you run bigger wheels. With lowering springs, you're gonna run into rubbing issues. And well, with the coilovers, you could always adjust the dampening for 1 and the height for 2, and some even offer a camber adjustment plate as well. So if you don't have much money right now, either get some lowering springs to start off with, but eventually just know that you are gonna wanna upgrade to coilover suspension as a must-have first mods for the Mitsubishi Eclipse. These cars do look a little ugly stock heights, so there are brands such as Megan, D2, BC. There's Fuel Suspension, which is considered one of the best for the DSMs, but they are a little more pricey. You could always go with eBay coilovers, which I actually did an eBay coilover install on my daily beater Eclipse, which I'll post right here in the corner for you guys as well to see. They're pretty good coilovers for the money. I'm more of a person that would tell you just to buy something once and just do it right. The only reason I put those eBay coilovers on the other Eclipse was because they were offered for free, so I couldn't really say no, and it's just a beater, so this is my baby. I do run Megan coilovers, and if I really had the option and money for it, I would probably upgrade to Fuel Suspension, because that's actually considered pretty much one of the best coilovers for this car. Mod number 4, I would actually do wheels and tires. These cars literally don't need much to look good. I'm serious. If you do coilovers with wheels, it would literally change the car dramatically. As you can see, it's stock body, stock wings, stock bumpers, everything, but it does have drop suspension and wheels. As you guys can see, these are actually, I always get asked what these are. These are actually Ray's Graham Lights 57DRs on their 18-inch. And they sit really nice with this car. I don't know why, but I love these wheels on this car. But honestly, if you want to run wheels on the Eclipses, the best ones that I've honestly seen are either the Graham Lights 57DRs, T37s, XXR 527s, which I'm kind of against because they're replica wheels, but they actually really look good. What else? The Hinky RPF1s are actually a very popular wheel to run on these cars. They look really, really good. And if you're wondering what specs you can run to have a nice aggressive fitment, most people will run an 18/9 plus 35 offset on a 245/40 R18 tire. Write that down because you'll want to know it later. But as you guys can see, the wheels and coilovers really do make the car. The only downfall to having aggressive fitment though is that you're gonna have to roll and pull your fenders. As you can see, they had to be rolled and pulled aggressively, which make the car look a little wider, but this was because this wheel setup is really aggressive. You guys can see my wheels are getting eaten up a little bit. And for mod number 5 on what I would change on the car immediately after I got it, it would be the window tint. I've had this window tint for years, and I feel like it really makes the car look a lot more aggressive and nice overall. I personally don't like the fishbowl look on these cars. Even though I do roll with my windows down all the time, I just feel like, you know, aggressive tint such as limo tint like this looks really good with the car. Again, it's personal opinion. It does cover you from the sun as well, but I think it's a very aesthetic mod that you can do for super cheap. I actually went to Mexico for this one, and I got it done for 40 bucks, and it's been on there for like 7 or so years, and it still looks brand new. So I do tint. It's super cheap. You can do it for like 100 bucks at a shop somewhere, but in my opinion, it makes the car look really, really nice. And once you're done with all these mods, you can start doing more things such as carbon fiber accents, EDM taillights. Again, the details are what make the biggest differences in these cars. Once you get more into it, you'll start noticing that, you know, you're gonna start seeing mods that you like. I like for example, this DSM horn button, carbon fiber, you know, gauge bezel right there, gauges, carbonetics airbag delete, carbon fiber shift knob. Of course, you could, you know, do your interior. I got the bright low max VO3 seats, the Takata harnesses, an auto power 4-point roll cage. There's a lot of stuff that this car has, obviously, but again, like I mentioned, it was done over 8 years. It has not been easy. It was my first car in high school, and I absolutely love it. It's my first love, I guess you can say. And this car will always be special to me for that sole reason. So I hope you guys enjoyed that quick little video on the first 5 mods that I would do to a Mitsubishi Eclipse if I was to start all over basically from zero. So again, leave your top 5 mods, first 5 mods on the comments and let me know. But for now, I'm gonna let you guys go. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you on the next one.